I just love catching up with this bloke. He's a good man. And he does remain on the suspect list. But, Brian, you've got a red pen ready to pen him. He's out of contention. Is that right?
He's out because something's come to light.
Something's come to light.
Yep. I got the anonymous text. Is he there?
Let's go to Matty Johns.
Hello,
Matty.
Matthew, how are you?
Hello, lads. How you doing?
Hey, so, Matthew, I think you're in the clear, buddy, about the pastor gate.
Good news.
So,
yeah, right, okay.
Yes, so there was, and I got an anonymous text. There was a security guard who at Fox who saw a certain person steal stuff from the staff fridge.
Hang on, so Fox, so Matty's still in the gun at this stage?
No, it wasn't Matty.
No.
Okay.
We know who it is, but for legal reasons, I'm not allowed to say who this person is.
Right.
So I know sort of who it is.
Right.
So Matthew,
are you red penning Matthew?
He's gone.
He's off the hook.
He admitted he likes thieving mandarins.
That's
Loves
great.
Mandarins, and I take drinks.
Fair game.
Unashamedly. Pepsi Max in particular.
From where? Where are you getting Pepsi Max from?
I don't know. I just open fridges, and if I see one, I just take it.
Right, okay. I didn't think you had a sweet tooth.
Oh, no, I haven't, because it's got no sugar in it. It's just all that chemical stuff.
Stevia.
That'll kill you.
Stevia.
Yeah,
Stevia Seagal. Now, Matthew, your Knights. Geez, they've come out and said Cogger and Gamble told they can leave the Knights. Gone.
Yeah.
They're making a play for someone else. Do we know?
Fletch, I got a hunch it might be Jonah Pezet.
Ooh, okay.
Would not surprise me. They came in with a big money offer about 18 months ago, and he chose to stay at Melbourne, but he had the out. Yes. If you remember, if Jerome signed, he was free to go. I reckon it might be Jonah. He's a local junior. When it was spoken about where he may end up, I thought, well, it's not going to be the Knights because we've got a mile of halves, and we've signed Dylan Brown, but obviously they're trying to clear space, so I got a feeling it might be Jonah Pezet.
Jonah in the
Was
whale.
Troy Pezet there in Pathways, Matty?
He was.
Yeah.
He was Pathways at Knights for quite a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So, I mean, look, we need some stability there because we have gone, honestly, every single week we've got a new halves combination. A new one this week, Jack Cogger and Jake Arthur. And so, boy, we're going through them.
Wow.
So, Matty, just on young Troy.
No, not Troy. Jonah.
Jonah. There's rumours going around that he might start tonight. He only played the 10 minutes, if you remember, against the Eels. So, are you? Do you think that's a good move against the Broncos?
You know what, Fletch? It's really funny because I've hardly seen Jonah in the last 12 months. Like, because he did the ACL, he's really, and I haven't seen what he's been doing in Queensland Cup and whatnot. So, look, on the surface, it looks like a good move, but Wishart's been good. But, I mean, Wishart's the ideal 14, but I have not seen enough of him, Fletch, to see how he's travelling as far as form's concerned. But,
well, I just saw when he went on, I mean, late on, he didn't lay that try on, but they scored that winning try when he was on the field. He does play very straight, like he straightens up Munster, so maybe he might get a bit more time. I suppose that's how the game goes.
So where was this mail, Brian?
Oh, the mail was just in the on the streets.
Now, the reason I say that, because if that's the mail, I'm going to back it in for two reasons, which I hadn't thought of. But Matty's talking about this Knights Connect, right? So clearly there's an interest there. Matty would know that. Melbourne Storm might be saying, okay, run out of time here. This is a big game.
Give him see how he's.
We got to see where this kid's at.
Okay,
he'll be playing. I reckon for sure he's starting.
Could he, Matty, if he does have a good game tonight?
Yep.
Could you then see Melbourne saying, well, all right, Cam Munster, off you go to the Bears. You play 6, Jonah.
Fletch, my understanding, and listen to the way Billy Yates spoke on one of the shows, might have been 360 the other night, they showed a clip and he said, look, we're not going to stand in Cameron's way. However, we're going to fight really hard for him. Yep. And given the fact he said we're not going to stand his way, gives me thought that they will let him go early if he wants to go, if the offer's right. And so, but they're going to fight really hard for him. It's interesting with Munster. I just wonder sometimes, when Beliak said that, although he said they're going to fight really hard to keep him, I just wonder those hips and the hips and the hip flexors and whatnot. He's had a lot of problems, injuries in and around those hips. So I just wonder if they know something that we in Perth don't.
Yeah.
But I'm only speculating, or maybe they're just looking, making the jump and saying, hey, listen, we're going to have to let Munster go for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
but do you think
interesting one though?
Do you think Jonah could play 6, or could Jerome? Oh, Jerome's a 7.
We'll learn tonight, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, this is his big test tonight.
Well, Jerome's going to play.
Yeah.
I mean, if Jonah plays, he's a 7 tonight anyway.
Yeah, he'll play 7 tonight, and I see him more as a pure 7. I reckon Hughesy could fit very easily into the 6. I mean, the way the Melbourne Storm play, it is a little bit interchangeable. They'd be able to make it happen.
Hey, Matty, I won't make any further comments on this game tonight until I see the doyen of all things analysis. TNL tonight on Fox League. There's a bloke called Brian. He sits on the panel. Yeah, I won't make any further comment until I see that man with the tie and the suit.
Look, I've been sitting next to Brandy for the last month, and I've become
any osmosis.
I've been becoming quite buddy with him.
Have you?
Well, he's not there tonight.
Right. What have you got tonight? What can we share tonight?
I can't tell anything.
Okay.
No,
have you got something up your sleeve?
No, because you'll steal it. Matthew will steal it. Matthew's got his show on tonight. He'll probably use it.
Yeah, probably will. Mate, Fletch, I've got to say, mate, you and Hindy, but particular Hindy, hasn't he come out of his shell as an analyst?
He's great.
Well, the other night I asked him a question. Honestly, he was like Mick. He spoke for 3 minutes. And I was like, holy dooly, look at him go.
That's actually a good thing. When you get on with Mick, blokes who are very good orators, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. You learn how to speak and breathe at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
Okay. Hey, Matthew, look, as you know, you both know, I'm an ideas man, and 99 of my ideas are putrid. But this one I think is good. Brian, I think that we should have on the Matty Johns show Brian Fletcher interviewing Brian from TNL. I think that would be good viewing.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Nah, don't know. I've got a new favourite. It's Alex Twal. Alex, now, did you interview him yet, Matty, or you interviewing him?
Twal was over at the house today. He came all the way over. When Cooper texted him and said, mate, can you come over? He said, yeah. Then he texted him back a little later. This was a day or two ago, and goes, holy shit, I might need a passport. I've never travelled that so far in my life. But, mate, boys, he was sensational.
Yeah. Was he on Jack's stage?
Yes, he was.
Jack's stage.
And, he was on Jack's stage.
Yeah.
And Jack and I were just talking, mate. It's the best one we've done.
Wow.
He was, mate.
Second best.
He was on fire. Second best. he was on fire, mate, telling all these yarns about the Tigers boys. He was fantastic.
Speaking of people coming out of their shell, it's him. Alex Twal is my favourite human at the moment.
Really?
Oh, gosh, he's good. Because he's so honest.
Yeah.
So honest and great family man, obviously.
Yeah.
But obviously good footballer as well. But just whatever comes into his mind, he says it.
Did you get to ask him about the, you know how to pronounce it better than me, Brian, the...
Quad.
Quad?
No, I haven't, because it happened... Oh, you're talking to Matty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we asked him about that. We asked, were you the originator? You're the one that handed it over, and he just laughed and said, no, I wasn't. He said, it's very well known amongst the boys. But he just said, like he said, it's mixed. He said, like, I don't take any offence at it. He said, but, some people do. I reckon the quad. I reckon, quad. I think in Sydney, what has happened last weekend, I think that quad will replace the bird.
Yeah.
I think the bird is dead.
Yeah.
The bird's dead. We're all on the quad train.
Yeah, so when you go past someone and someone doesn't wave, I'm quadding it.
Have you done it yet, Brian?
I haven't, but I tell you, I was just thinking about quadding fingers and the Tigers.
I want to get cut off tonight.
Tigers, you got to punch on for it. Hello, John Hobawade. He started.
I'll tell you who was good. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you who, mate. I'll tell you one thing he said. I asked us, with Fletch and Hindy, I said, does it change much as far as your profile? He said, mate, you got no idea. He said, mate, everywhere I go, he said, people just come up to me and ask me about the Fletch and Hindy segments. But he loves it. He said, mate, I love those blokes. He said, we have such a good time.
He needs to open, he needs to start his own alcohol brand, like a ruck, which is...
He brought it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It is. Did you get it? You're blind after one sip.
Somebody texted me. They said you're supposed to sip on this thing, and you did the old skull.
We necked it. Well, he told us. I don't know.
Fletch, he told us. He said. He said it's a delicacy that you have at dinner, and you drink it over the course of like the 3-course meal. And he said, but those boys just necked it straight away.
Yeah. And then, lucky we didn't drive home. Did we?
Oh, mate.
Lucky we didn't drive home.
It's it's aniseed, heavy on the aniseed.
Yeah, wow.
Aniseed. What a lovely lady, aniseed.
But every culture has that drink. Has that one drink that'll blow your head off your shoulders.
Sambuca.
And I was saying on the podcast, you got Sambuca, even vodka. Up until post-World War II, in Western culture, we drank very, very little vodka. In fact, here we go. Mate, in fact, once Winston Churchill went and met with Stalin as far as when in the breakup of the Soviet Union, who was going to get what. And he returned to England and said, mate, all he gave me to drink was mouthwash, which was vodka. But back then, that's what it was. It was hand sanitizer, basically. But the Ruskies just used to smash it.
So, when you think about it, the Mexicans have got tequila.
Yep.
Yeah. The Russians have got the vodka.
Yep.
The Italian high ties. Is that offensive?
Yep.
Probably is.
No, it's cool.
Is it? They've got the Zambuca.
Yep.
The Hungarians have got Palinka. The Croatians have got Reka.
What
Mark
about
Bosnich said, his old man, he'll drink Reka from morning until when he goes to bed.
What is that? What is that, Reka? Like what?
I like Palinka. Palinka and Reka, I think, it's a plum spirit.
Right.
Yeah. Mate, Palinka the Hungarian one, will completely blow your head off your shoulders.
You know how Smirnoff went to the next level? So Smirnoff, big global brand now, as we know.
Yep.
Not many people knew of Smirnoff, and they started a campaign which was very clever at the time, where they sold the fact that you couldn't smell it. So people would finish work or whatever else, they get on Smirnoffs, and they come home.
Same as gin.
That's where they sold it.
A true alcoholic drink, gin.
Gin.
So there's no smell.
We do.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's very much the Russians love the Smirnoff because at the time it was the only vodka to survive perestroika. There was the only one. Gorbachev, when they were having a huge problem in Russia as far as alcoholism and numerous things, and he started policy perestroika to clean up the country. And one of the first things he did was tear out all the vodka vines. But Smirnoff survived. They hid it away. Yeah.
So vodka's like wine from a vine. Is that right, Matty? I didn't even know.
Drunk by Sean Devine.
Sean Devine. Haven't heard that name for a long time.
One of the greats.
He was.
Italians have grappa. That's Rob from NB. Grappa.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew, Sugar was doing a hypothetical yesterday. He said, let's fast forward 6 years, 6.5 years. And he said the Origin teams are just about to be announced, and the New South Wales halves are
Isaiah Katoa, like him, in at 7.
Yep.
We'll put it this way. I think the halves partnership will be Nathan Cleary, Isaiah Katoa.
Okay, so Nathan will... Okay, well, let's go 10 years.
Okay, 10 years.
Mitch Woods.
Isaiah's there.
Mitch Woods.
Isaiah Katoa. I haven't seen enough of Mitch.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him
a
at
lot
this
of Cleary.
level yet.
A lot of...
I said Jet Cleary.
Yes.
Jet Cleary
he's going
6.
good.
He's going good.
Going very good at the Warriors.
In Queensland, Brian, you suggested Sammy Walker with who?
Didn't I say young
Oh,
Kobe?
you said, Kobe Black.
Kobe Black. I watched him play that 19s, and I just went,
Matty, the more fun hypothetical I thought was, Brian, we're talking about the last round of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And this hypothetical,
Matty, you'd like this.
Just imagine that the Roosters
Matty was there. So remember when we asked Keon about, were you there, Matty, when I said to Keon,
Yep.
I said, mate, you'll finish now. And he goes, oh, no, I want to be back for the last game. He goes, everyone will be back for the last round.
Okay. Hypothetical for you, Matthew. And the number could be 6. It's Roosters versus South.
Correct.
Last round, Allianz Stadium. This hypothetical is this. The Roosters need to win by, let's say, 24 to make the top 8. And the score, with a minute to go, is the Roosters 34-10 against the Bunnies, who are on the attack in the final minute of the game.
Yeah, and
would they take a field goal? Would they take it?
Absolutely.
34-11.
Not a doubt in the world.
Imagine how good that would be.
Oh, my God.
That'd be, the world would fall down.
Well, could you imagine Robbo? Could you imagine Robbo's press conference?
34-11.
Oh, mate, the old roadmap, they would just explode.
They do this scoregami thing, like scores that are never done.
Yeah.
So would the instruction come out to take the field goal?
For sure.
They would be fully aware.
Would they?
And I would say they wouldn't even need the instructions. I'd say, Cody, just work it to the post and just take the one, and that's it from Monday.
You know what? If that happens, if we get to that scenario, Roosters need to win by 17, 16, 18. I'm taking exact winning margin by that 1 point less.
Yes.
You just know that last game of the year, you just know that it's going to be South trying to avoid the wooden spoon and Roosters trying to crack the 8.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Matthew, it's so good and so good catching up with you. Morning Glue tomorrow.
Hey, sorry, Matthew, how was Wongs?
Oh, Fletch.
Yeah.
Fantastic. In fact, I had such a good time, right? Trish and I went there, we fed, and I said, I don't feel like going home yet. How about we go to a bar? Anyway, we went down found this bar. Anyway, when we hopped in the cab to go home, Trish goes, oh, man, I tell you what time is it? 10:30? I said, Trish, it's 2. 2 a.m.
Oh. Matthew, who are you talking to? Which people you were talking about the Welsh and the Portuguese war?
Oh, I don't know, Fletch. I was chewing ears off left, right and centre.
Matthew, good on you, mate. Have a good show tonight. And we look forward to seeing Brian tonight on TNL. Okay, it's a street fight, Brian. Rabbitohs youngster, young gun, latest target for R360, writes our man, Adrian Pazenko, through the Sydney Morning Herald. South Utility, Jye Gray, targeted for the breakaway rugby competition. He's off contract at the end of 26, and he's one of a handful of NRL players considered making the switch to the R360. He previously played rugby for 3 years at the Southport School, with the Queensland Reds previously expressing interest. Now, sources believe R360 is willing to offer Jye Gray $920,000 Aussie to commit to the new competition. Thoughts, Brian?
Hard to turn down, and I think it also, where you sign your contract or where you are based, it could be also tax-free. So not only is it 900, that's 900 straight in your kick.
What's your guess that he's on now?
350?
No.
400?
No.
Less?
No. Yeah, less.
He re-signed last year.
Oh, did he?
Or was it last year? Remember they gave him some, because he's off contract next year.
Okay, right.
I think they gave him a bump up.
You might be right. Okay, you might be right. Okay, so
that'll be equivalent to about 1.8 Australian.
Okay, so that's right. So he may be on, let's call it 350, right, just for the argument.
400, that's the average.
Let's call it 360, because we're talking about 360, R360. He probably takes home in an expensive city of Sydney 200, which is a good whack still. 200, right? That's 200 net.
It's 40 cents in the dollar.
Yeah.
47 cents in the dollar. So plus
a few claiming things. 200, just say 200 versus 920 net.
Yep.
So just about fivefold.
Yep.
How does one knock that back?
He doesn't. And South or no other club could afford to match that. We got to get the details though. Is it 12 weeks? Can they play both? Is it going to be in the off season?
Yeah, we need to know both.
A club's going to be willing to say, well, righto, okay, we're going to let you go. On the proviso is you're earning good money here. Come and play league for not as much.
Yeah, depending on the time frame. Yeah, you're right.
Take a bit of a pay cut.
Yep.
And so the more you think about this, the Joey Manu, he'd be a perfect target.
But what they'd have to do, they have to be clever around that, because you can't just sign a player and it will go through the cap. So you'd almost have to say, because you'd have to pay full whack of what they're expected to get paid in the National Rugby League. So you'd have to say to someone like Jye Gray, hey, Jye, mate, there's a contract landing on your desk in May, right? So therefore, we only have to pay half your contract.
Yes.
And this is where I think the NRL open themselves up to, like, we start our contract from November 1. There are no games played in November, December and January, right, or February. So 5 months of our prorated contract, there are no games.
No.
So we need to change the salary cap to the percentage of the year in games played. So whilst you get paid from November 1, when it comes to signing a player mid-season, those sorts of things, it should start as a percentage of that first game in March.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The other thing too, if it gets too big and we start losing big players, I can see Peter V'landys just kiboshing it and saying, nah, once you leave, ta-da, you're going to be exiled for 12 months or 24 months.
Yep.
You can't come back.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
If it gets ugly like this.
Jye Gray, who is playing it down. But I tell you what, you must be chuffed anyway. Whether he takes you off or he doesn't, you must be just chuffed.
Well, this is the other thing. Maybe this new mob thinking, well, we're not going to get these Pappenhausens and Pongers and like it's rugby union still. Like at the end of the day, it's not a hybrid. I thought it was going to be a bit of a hybrid game. It's rugby union.
Right.
So he would be a target because he's played it as a kid. And then I think it's like fringe players, like a Nelson maybe would be another one.
Yep.
It looks like he's on the outer at the Storm. He's playing Q Cup this week.
I'm a league man through and through.
Yeah.
My boys are playing some rugby through school. I tell you what, with the opportunities.
Well, yes, absolutely.
The suitors are just like unlimited.
Absolutely.
Unlimited. Okay, folks.
But only, I think if it gets too big, the NRL is going to have to step in and do something.
They will. 100% I agree with that.
But I've got some good news. Now, this kid here who I met in Magic Round last year and was just a great, great young fella. I'm so happy for him. So he's been stuck in limbo for 16 months, but Tommy Flegler is set to avoid being forced into retirement after finally receiving the green light for an NRL return in 2027.
Oh, that's great.
2026.
So next year?
Next year.
Oh, that's great. That's the best news we've had almost
What an impressive
all year.
young fella this bloke is, even for a Queenslander.
Yep.
So I'm so happy that he is not lost to the game. I'm just hoping he can fulfill his potential because he is an absolute gun.
Yeah, he's a gun. And what about that 2023 grand final? Scored a try.
Yep.
He had a great game. So we all wish you all the best, Tommy Flegler, and that will be some story. Brian, we've got this guy, and there's so many records to shout out. 109 caps.
Yep.
So representing your country 109 times, if you don't mind, Brian.
Pretty good. He just won't pick up one phone call.
500 games plus in the Premier League.
Yep.
And today received the Order of Australia medal. In fact, he received that in 2009, but today enters the Sporting Australia Hall of Fame for his contribution to football. So he joins today Leighton Hewitt, Jason Dunstall, Laura Getz, Cameron Smith, Tora Bright, and I'm pleased to say joining the run home with Joel and Fletch for the very first time. Mark Schwarzer, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How are you?
What a day. Like how do you feel? Like you're an aspiring young kid wanting to do your best, and then all of a sudden, fast forward to 2025, and you're an Australian Sporting Hall of Famer.
No, never would have believed it. It's not something that you necessarily have on your radar. Of course, you know of the accolade, you know of the Sport Australia Hall of Fame, but it's not something that you necessarily think, oh, one day I'd love to be in that. So I feel very honoured, very privileged to have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it's something that obviously is very, very special.
Mark, congratulations, huge honour. Where are you living at the moment? Are you in Australia?
No, I live in London. After playing football here for such a long period of time in the UK, my kids were born here, and obviously work sort of post-career opportunities of being in the media world. Obviously a lot more opportunities over here in the UK, and it's somewhere we've just sort of decided to call home for the time being.
500 plus appearances in the Premier League, the famed Premier League. What's your most vivid memory there, Mark?
Well, I mean, firstly, I remember the first game I played in the Premier League away at Sheffield Wednesday for Middlesbrough back in 1997, and that was a moment in my life where you're kind of fulfilling a dream as a kid. I remember you used to watch on a Monday night. We used to watch the highlights of the English the English First Division back then, and thinking one day that'd be an amazing league to play in, knowing that it was always well suited for goalkeepers and strikers, of course. But goalkeepers was one area that I felt that in the UK it was always very appreciated. And then to be fulfilling that dream was very, very special. And then obviously, to be able to stay here as long as I have and to have played as many games as I have, it's one of those things that you kind of think about afterwards. It's not at the time. It's more about sitting back and reflecting and being, pretty proud about it.
Mark, when you first started playing football as a kid, when you started, were you a keeper straight away, or do you go and you just sort of get put in that position?
Well, I was pushed into it. Yeah, my dad has to take responsibility for that. He pushed me into being a goalkeeper. He was a coach of the local football team, Colo Soccer Club, foot of the Blue Mountains, Western Sydney.
Wow.
Where I kind of, obviously I fell in love with football and played my early football there at the club. And I think it was about age of 10 where I kind of stayed in goal from that point onwards. But before that, it was kind of, sort of floated between the two, playing out as an outfield player and as a goalkeeper. But in the end, decided that goalkeeping was a way forward for me.
366 games. You played 500 plus Premier League, but a bulk of those for Middlesbrough. Can we go back, Mark Schwarzer, to the moment you knew you were going there? What was the biggest sliding door moment for you when it comes to playing in the Premier League?
Well, I'd left. I was in Germany for 2.5 years, and I knew that I needed to leave. I needed another opportunity. I needed to try a different league. I wasn't getting the opportunity that I'd hoped for in Germany. So when I had an opportunity to come to the UK, Bradford City was my first destination, which is in what is today the Championship. And I always just believed that if I could find a club, a manager that believed in me, gave me an opportunity, I believed that I could repay that faith and show what I could do. What I obviously didn't envisage is after 3 months, I was only at Bradford City for 13 games, and I played well enough that I attracted interest from back then Everton and Middlesbrough, who were both obviously in the Premier League at that time. And that was a pretty surreal moment, meeting with Brian Robson, who was the manager at the time, and Viv Anderson, assistant manager, and literally within 20 minutes realizing that, or being absolutely certain this was the right move for me. And then literally a whirlwind experience of then finding myself, putting on the shirt for Middlesbrough and playing in a first a League Cup semi-final, and then straight into the Premier League, which was pretty surreal and fulfilling. Like I mentioned before, playing that very first game in the Premier League, and moments you kind of look back at very, very special moments, and to kind of gone as long as I had and to have appreciated and loved every moment of it.
Mark, can I take you back to Uruguay and the penalty shootout and your 2 saves?
Wow.
What do you sometimes tell us what was going through your mind at that present time?
Well, there was mixed emotions. I think I was pretty certain I was on the verge of being substituted just before the penalty shootout. So seeing that out of the corner of my eye, thinking this can't be real. To then realizing that Brett Emerton had cramps and had to go off, and realizing that all our substitutions had been used and I was staying on. So there was a sense of a little bit of frustration and a bit of anger in that regard, thinking that I possibly would have missed out on an opportunity. But then obviously then being in that position and going, right, now I need to make sure that I do something to help the team, help my country. And every single player played a part, and people reflect and talk about my 2 saves or Jonah Pezet scoring the winning penalty, but there are also some very, very important penalties that were scored on that evening that helped us get to that position. So It was a real team effort, and it was a moment that was a sliding door moment. It was I think a footballing moment in Australia that changed the course of the game. And I think qualifying for a World Cup, we always believed as players that it would springboard the game into a different level. How far, to what extent, we didn't know. But of course, it was always that getting over that hurdle. I don't know, the hoodoo, the mental block of qualifying for a World Cup. And once we did that, we believed that we had a chance to continue to do it. And obviously today we're talking about having just qualified for our 6th consecutive World Cup, which is pretty special.
The story in a nutshell: born in Richmond, New South Wales, son of German immigrants. You attended Colo High School. You played at Marconi Stallions in the old NSL. You headed to Germany, as you mentioned, Bradford City ultimately to get yourself to England, and then become the first non-British player to reach 500 appearances, most capped Socceroo of all time. 3 World Cups as part of the golden generation. We mentioned the 2 saves, the huge saves, which ends a 32-year drought for the Socceroos. But today you join the Australian Sports Hall of Fame. Mark Schwarzer, thank you so much for sharing your time with us on this big day.
Thank you very much for having me.
We love pop-ins, don't we?
Love a pop-in.
Yep.
Love an absolute pop-in.
Who would you like to pop in right now, Brian?
Toby Greene, is he around?
Can we get someone a bit heavier?
Okay.
Can we get someone a bit heavier? We have got someone heavier, folks. It is Thomas the Papley. Are you Thomas, by the way?
Yeah, Thomas, yep.
You are Thomas.
Yep.
How are you, Paps?
Good, boys. Good to be on. I don't think I've been on before, have I?
No, you haven't.
No, we kidnapped you once.
Yeah,
You haven't
early on.
officially been on, but you are now.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon on the Zoom back in the day. Yeah.
COVID days.
Yeah.
How's the body?
Yeah, body's good. I've
Yeah.
obviously had a frustrating year with some injury. I had a stress fracture in my heel. Put me out for 12 or 14 weeks or something like that. Then come back for 3 weeks and did a 2-week hammy. Probably could have just been a 1-weeker, but did the right thing and just took another week off and got right for Giants. And that was when the big skin fold stuff and overweight stuff come out. So it was good fun. It was all worth coming back for. We didn't win, but it was good fun.
I just ripped his shirt up, Brian.
Yeah, there's no fat there.
There's no fat here.
Are you mates with T Greene?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like mates, but we bump into each other out on the streets in Bondi, and I think we just have like a lot of respect for each other. I love watching him play. I think it's a bit of vice versa.
Yeah.
Just both competitors going at it, and I think every time we play, the Giants and Swans rivalry is real, and I think on the field we leave nothing out there, and off it we actually don't mind each other. But as soon as we cross the white line, as you'd know, you get into it.
What about your double down? I love what you did. So he called you a bit tricky 10 out, Brian.
Yeah.
He would have been hard to stop, Papley. But you actually did your skin folds. And are they pretty much where they would be ordinarily?
Mate, I'm actually, which is...
Funny that I'm asking you this, by the way.
Quite weird. I don't know what's going on. I've been out in rehab, but I'm actually in career best nick according to my skin folds. Yeah. And so I've sort of, all the boys, because I love lollies, chocolate, have a few beers. Like I enjoy a good time.
All together? Lollies, chocolate, and beer?
Yeah, every now and then. But I think on all the boys are always saying, like, how the hell is your skin folds 37.5? But I've just got this lucky gene that I'm good at skin folds, and it's good because in pre-season you want to be low skin folds, and I'm usually pretty low, so I get lucky.
I was the first back ever in the National Rugby League to be in the fat squad. I was the
I
first
can't say
player.
that anymore.
Well, I was, and I'm not ashamed by it, Brian.
Do they do that, perhaps? You know what they call it? It used to be called the Fat Club.
Well, these days I don't think you can skin fold the 18-year-olds. You're not allowed to do the first year as the coming. I think there's the draftees, that do the draft camp and that.
How did you draft? Where were you in the draft? Were you a Spruik?
I missed the draft, and then I come as a 19-year-old and went as a rookie, pick 14. So I missed a few.
But were you just on that? So great career, of course. Were you expecting to go in the draft?
Nah, because I was a plumber. I was a plumber for 2 years. So I was quit school in year 11 and then did plumbing for 2 years, and
but still playing on Saturdays.
And still playing on Saturdays, like in the TAC Cup and all that stuff back then. And then watched the draft. This was in 2015, 2014. I was no chance. Come back as a 19-year-old. 2015, sat down at just with mum and dad in the draft night, and I had work the next day. I was pretty much no chance. So maybe a late pick with the Swans.
Oh, so you watched the draft and missed?
Yeah, watched the draft, missed.
Wow.
But I was more like a 30% chance probably, and then maybe 50-50 for the rookie. And I was actually at work and out at Bull and Bull in the sticks, and I went back to my phone at about 10 o'clock, and I had a call from Kinnear Beatson, the list manager at the time, and I missed the call. He said, "G'day, Tommy. We're gonna pick you up in the rookie draft. Just don't call me back. Just see your name on the screen and watch it." Because back then it was on the rookie, it was on the AFL app, and you just come up with your name.
Oh, right.
And I got back to we're doing drains. I got back to the drain. I'm just sitting there doing absolutely stuff all, and the bloke on the digger's going, "Mate, what are you doing?" I said, "Mate, couldn't give a shit what I'm doing today. I'm going off. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm getting drafted."
Wow.
See you later.
Oh, well done.
We got on the piss, and
that's a
had
great story. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.